Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer playing a game of demo with a couple of friends of mine. I've got the Wings of Redemption, I think I have Team Art, I think I have Onslaught, there's me, and I think that might have been it. 4 of us rolling together. This was actually an Onslaught's live stream, but I would just playing video games because I like to play video games. Anyway, today's video is about capitalism and where it fits and where it doesn't fit. So let me share my thoughts on this. Capitalism, if you have no idea, right? Maybe you're young and you haven't had this in school yet. It's roughly the idea of private ownership as opposed to government ownership, and it's often credited with being the system that's been the driver of industrialization through the 19th and 20th centuries, right? Since the 1800s and 1900s, the whole world sort of moved forward from this like agriculture, make food, sell food type thing, to what we are today, video games with broken cars on them, the industrialization, the technical revolution that came throughout the last 200 years. A lot of it has to do with capitalism. Capitalism motivated people to be more efficient. Capitalism motivated people to take things to the next level, right? They're constantly competing. They're constantly driving and pressing forward to, make their company, their service, their whatever better than the next guys, because capitalism is a competitive environment and it's worked super well, right? You think about how the human race is and what we've done. At least if your goal is to advance, then we've done more of that over the last 200 years than ever in the history of this planet, and capitalism has been successful in that way. Tough death. But I would argue there are some areas where it's worth experimenting with a departure from capitalism, and one of them is healthcare, right? This is my line of thinking. So I don't mean to get political about this. It's not supposed to be a Democrat versus a Republican thing. It's more of a theoretical thing. So hang with me here. The good part about capitalism and healthcare is just like anywhere else, it motivates, companies to build a better pill, right? That's the thing. But you could argue that motivation, at least if it's profit driven, is not always about like the greatest contribution to mankind. Instead, it can be about looking for recurring drugs. It can be about, how do we get somebody on a pill where they're going to want to come back for more and more, right? Maybe we can work on like a mental issue, right? Like a psychological drug, and instead of one that cures AIDS. Or maybe, hey, we already have a really profitable cocktail for AIDS that people take for the rest of their life. Maybe we'll focus on something else, since that's really putting a lot of coin in my pocket, instead of a cure for AIDS, right? These are the sorts of distortions that can happen when you apply capitalism to healthcare. So that's a line of thinking. And then there's another thing, and it's this, right? Let's pretend you had syphilis, right? Now, syphilis in today's day and age, like hardy har, what a joke. But, pretend you're syphilis and you need to get this thing cured, right? What syphilis does, it's an STD and it whatever, but it eventually attacks your brain and makes you go crazy and die a really bad death. That's what syphilis does. And if you have it, then you'll do anything to solve it. Anything, right? You would sell your house. You would mortgage your future. You would take $1 million in debt. You would do anything to prevent your own death. That's how most humans anyway are wired. So like the capitalism, if you're a drug company, you're like, you know what? I'm going to charge this guy $1 million for a pill that costs 50 cents to make, for a pill where the R&D has long been amortized. That's the way that things can work. So if you're a drug company and your goal, your I want to say obligation to the owners of that drug company, the shareholders of that drug company, is to maximize profits, then you might not always behave in a way that is in the public interest. And that can be a reason why capitalism is less than perfect. So in America, some people find it a foreign concept that you realize you're going to be like broke, that it's going to wipe you out financially for the rest of your life potentially if you get sick, right? If you get unlucky and just get stricken with like cancer or something, you're done. If I don't know if it's emergency care, then that's a huge problem too. Now, no one gets denied emergency care. That doesn't actually happen. Instead, they'd get the emergency care, and people who can pay, and people who can't. You don't. That's kind of how it works out. So that's part of why the prices are so extreme, because only I'll make up numbers, like 1 in every 3 customers can actually pay their bill. So that one poor guy is stuck in a really big way. The other thing that doesn't work well, I think, in capitalism is security, right? Something about security. Your incentive is to go really cheap, right? Like let's say that that you were, I don't know, running a neighborhood and your goal was to keep that one neighborhood safe. Then, wouldn't you want to like keep the costs as low as possible? But this isn't like a landscaper or something. Nice pistol shot, Woody. Where, if things go wrong, then everything is okay. You can just sort of cut the yard next week. This is security, right? People are injured, property is stolen, and homes don't feel like homes anymore because of the invasion that happened there. That's that's a really big deal. So by and large, I love capitalism. I'm a strong believer in it. I think it's wonderful. I think it's the reason that our world is where it is today. This idea that everyone sort of competes and puts their best effort forward in an effort to be better than the other guy, provide better service and more for cheaper and better, and etc. But there are a few areas where I think capitalism is imperfect, and it's almost worth just like rolling the dice and seeing if there's a better system out there for these limited subsets of global problems. So if you liked today's video, if you thought it was kind of well thought out, give that like button some love, as Philly D would say, and help us grow the Gamertag Nation. If you're new around here and you like it, click subscribe in the top right. 2 videos you may have missed but you would like. The top one is kind of a Mail Monday-ish issue, but I talk about getting parent and spouse approval for your gaming, and how to get them to agree to let you spend time on stuff that you like. And the bottom one is a really cool video. Both of these were super high rated, by the way. Shooting FPS Russia's ACR. So I have some footage of me actually going to town with an ACR, followed up by some gameplay footage that I got with the ACR. So good times. Anyway, I hope you guys like it and have a nice day.